Has the next creature to join ARK just been leaked? A prison break Spidey swinging mission coming to Club ARK. And we've got to discuss the Pyromane Purge. So Community Crunch 428 is out revealing Club ARK Steampunk Ascent expansion. What? We're getting add-on stuff? Well, sort of. As you can see, there's a Club ARK logo there, revitalizing the Hangout social hub that allows you to do mini games and earn rewards for them. Don't forget, artifacts can be gained from this too, and I don't think like a lot of people are playing this at the moment. So time to venture back over there with Survivor Mate Escape, obviously a new mission arriving October the 2nd. As the devs say, should you choose to accept the mission, it's to break free from a high-tech steampunk prison. That sounds pretty fun. Something sinister is at play, and it's up to you to team up with a brave little Cosmo. Ooh, we get a Spidey swing and embark on a high-stakes prison break operation. The clock is ticking. Will you be able to evade the relentless grasp of the once helpful bot and escape unscathed? I love that, because I'm convinced Alfred, at least my personal butler bot, is out to kill me, and this feels like a happy little segue to a mission where we get to, I'm guessing then, Spidey swing out of prison. That sounds badass. I look forward to seeing more of that. Gear up for a riveting new Club ARK adventure on October the 2nd. Step into the shadowy streets of a dark, atmospheric steampunk town. So they're giving it a full-blown makeover as well, where gears turn and mystery lurks in every corner, hinting at an even darker presence, stirring in preparation for what's to come. What do those last few words mean? Are they simply talking about Rockwell, though we already know who Rockwell is and we've fought the dude once or twice or thrice? Are they teasing perhaps the King Titan that we're going to meet in Extinction? Or is it a brand new reveal altogether? Either way, I think it's definitely worth checking out this one and finding out what it's all about. And I'm definitely looking forward to a bit of Spidey swinging out of prison. It's going to be fun. On top of that, there was a mention of a bunch of servers that they're going to plan to sunset, with a full list right here, ranging from the island 1030 on console all the way down to... Jeez, that's a lot of servers. That is a lot of servers. Holy hell. Most of them being PvP servers, but yeah, there's a lot being closed down. Good grief. In preparation for what? Well, due to this long list of servers being inactive, they're all going down to help Wildcard ensure to deliver the best experience possible, to allow them to launch fresh content, and they don't want these servers to become ghost towns as players have dropped off, and repurpose the servers for the next major content release. Very interested to see a heck of a lot of servers there. And I'd love to know, are any of you people on these servers, played on these servers? Like, I'm just going to leave a link to this one in the description, because that's a heck of a lot for me to even begin to read out. What we got more of a lot of was another mod spotlight. You know, I love to see these as always. More cosmetics. Mosh Chop's hat said he won. A vigilante skin. Anybody want to become Cousin It? Or a can of beans? Come on, man. You're just giving me this content now. Flipping back on your head. Like, what's going on? But these are all on the official custom cosmetics list, so you know you get to use these wherever and whenever you want, along with a bit of role playing with kitchens and libraries from Circa, and some new stuff in the Paleo Arc Evo exploration with Flippy Floppy. What this fix? Nah, fam. Like, you can't, like, nothing can move that rapid. They look cool. Listen, I'm not poking fun. Just, they're very flippy floppy. Those are coming to ARK anyway in mod form. As well as a premium mod showcase on top. Kind of surprised to see this one being used separately, but definitely showcasing a few cool premium mods. This one, Nurandil Premium, that's made by Ute, who made some awesome art builds in the past. I might definitely check that one out soon. If you want me to, let me know in the comments below. And there's a giveaway going on for the Bob's DLC pack. If you're interested, all you need to do is post your own art or screenshot with the hashtag Aberration contest in the official Discord, or reply to this tweet here with your art or screenshots with hashtag Aberration Ascended. So there are a bunch of patch notes that rolled out a couple of days ago, and whilst it might be a bit late to the party on this one, there's some things we definitely want to talk about and some things to absolutely praise for Wildcard. First things first is traits now are in the main game. Rejoice! You can now finally see them whether you own the Bob's DLC pack or not. You can see the traits visibly on the HUD displays of any creature you look at, and if you go within their inventory, you will see a new option allowing you to see the traits and see what those traits actually do, though not what percentages and what things they affect. At least it gives you some idea of what it's doing to your creatures, and at least offering something to players who don't own the DLC. I think this is a big win. Of course, if you want to really take advantage of these traits, you're going to need to own the DLC to move the traits with the gene scanner. But this, honestly, good to see, really is good to see that this is now in the main game and we can all see these traits for ourselves. And there's guides about, I've got a list of what every single trait does if you want to go see that. I'll leave a link to that one in the description. Climbing picks are now fixed. Apparently, you won't be able to teleport anymore when you're climbing about, though it was a thing that was prevalent in ASC. I wonder whether it's still going to happen every now and then. But to be honest, since the introduction of the Cosmo, I don't know whether it's a thing we need anymore at all. I've found I haven't used it a single time since owning the Cosmo for Aberration. But again, I guess, you know, if you don't own the DLC, climbing picks now work for you, but my word, Cosmo travel is by far the best travel in Aberration. Once you nail it, once you figure out how to swing about, you will never want to travel around Aberration any other way. It's too much fun, but happy days for climbing pick users out there. Light flickering, a thing a lot of people were getting very annoyed about on console, seems to have been fixed, though I gotta say, I went and got some shots in this very moment here, and we can see some strange light flickering here. Okay, not as bad as you're definitely seeing on console, but I wonder that perhaps some work still needs to be done on understanding how light is bouncing off trees. This certainly can't be correct, but hopefully your visuals are a little bit more improved on console. Cosmos now wear hats correctly, and you must definitely try this if you can. It's the most fun thing to do, seeing a Cosmo wearing any form of hat you can, though there's some discrepancies. You can't apply the custom cosmetics to them. I think the approved official wildcard cosmetic skins you can use, but no other unofficial ones you can use on this. But either way, it's definitely by far the best one to put a hat on if you haven't tried that yet. Z-Plants are now applying charge to Nameless, a thing that wasn't working before, so good to hear that's been fixed, but in doing so has created a new bug apparently. It's just not healing anyone anymore. The healing doesn't seem to be working, and a lot of you have spoken out about that one, with the devs acknowledging this in a recent Discord post, saying it is being worked on and hopefully it'll be resolved soon. Catapults now work for your Karkinos taming. Yay! For aberrant players out there wanting to tame Karkinos with a catapult and boulders. Though, gotta be honest, with the newfound way of using cannons, which doesn't damage them, by the way, if you hit them correctly, it only takes one cannonball to tame any level Karkinos, so probably still worth going for the cannon route, unless you miss and kill the Karkinos altogether. With some long-awaited changes since the dawn of ARK, it's amazing. First one being that Ichthyornis' seagulls should now get golden coelacanth sabertooth, whatever it picks up in its mouth, to retrieve to you, including the buffs that they apply, which means yes, including taming Hesperornis, though in my test here I didn't seem to do it, so not sure what's going on, and in fact bugged it out even more with seagulls now perched under my armpit. Not sure what's going on there, but hey ho, torches are back. You can now wield torches when you are finally riding a mount. You can now equip your torch on and off at the ready, something that really bugged me for the longest time, with some pretty big nerfs and changes for PvP. The first one being Carcharodontosaurus are now healing per blood rage stack by approximately 20%. Wind turbines are now no longer damaged by fire arrows, something I know a lot of people were using on Scorched Earth. You can no longer damage those anymore. And 4 of the perhaps well-known tanks in PvP have now had massive saddle changes. The Stego now has a decreased saddle cap from 124 to 74.5, with an increase to the trike from 99.2 to 124, and the patchy rhinoceros from 99.2 to 124, and the Doedicurus from 74.5 to 124, meaning could Dode meta be a new thing we see in PvP? I imagine traits maybe had a big part to play in these changes. Rockwell finally works. Well, sort of. You can now kill the big tentacly monster and get rewarded your element. Finally, you won't instantly ascend and get up to 220 elements if beating on alpha, and a nice handsome reward if you're prepared to beat the big dude on alpha, with a bunch of new fixes, including its incorrect health bar color now being changed. Getting stuck at the end of the credits shouldn't be an issue anymore. Shoulder pets kept disappearing after Ascension. They have now been resolved too, and a crash when watching all of the cutscenes. Though I'm hearing a lot of people are having issues now teleporting into the boss fight as a result. Bit of a shame that seemingly it's still a problem fighting the big tentacly dude. Though, gotta say, in single player, it ran absolutely swimmingly fine for me. Maybe it's just a thing for servers at the moment. But one good thing from this, you now get the Ascension levels. You can now level up to the magic 175, meaning you might be able to get some tasty Reapers as a result. And of course, the big one, the controversial one that's definitely had a bit of backlash as a result, and I guess I kind of expected it. Pyromane Purge has taken place. A lot of people are happy. A lot of people aren't happy about this one, but I gotta say, I'm on the side of being happy. No longer are we going to see pyromanes everywhere in Aberration. Spawns have been reduced by 75%. I did a short about this, I'm sure you saw that. With even more nerfs on top, from its drag weight going down to 149, its damage scale reduced by approximately 20%, and its dash cooldown has been increased from 6 seconds to 12 seconds. A lot of people out there are happy about this, but a lot of people aren't, and I gotta say, I called this one. It's gonna happen, right? If you've got a paid creature in the game that people have paid money for, they ain't gonna be happy that any nerf is brought to this, and you gotta expect that. A lot of you are happy about this one, but nevertheless, if you paid money for this and then it becomes a weaker, inferior thing to the thing that you paid money for, expecting it to be the very products that you handed over money for, any nerf coming after that is going to meet a backlash without a doubt, and certainly was met to quite a few comments as a result. It's a lose-lose situation, sadly, with these singular dino purchases. If you're going to have things like this in the game, it's going to be met to scrutiny on either side. There's no pleasing anyone with this thing. I still believe this should never have been in Aberration from the offset, though great to see that Wildcard listened. They listened to us, and that's what counts, right? They listened to the majority audience complaining about this thing, complaining about traits, and they made fixes for this. So a big win, big clap to Wildcard for bringing these changes in. But not everyone's going to be happy about this one, and I can understand why, right? Because there's going to be even more like this. As far as we know, it's dubbed as one of the fantastical creatures, with more of these coming in the future. With what maps, who knows? Maybe the next modded maps. So far, we haven't heard anything about Extinction yet and what's coming to that, though we should be getting probably a new DLC creature with the Bob's pack on top of that. Kind of interested to see what that's going to be. But in this patch, something got accidentally added that, well, obviously teases what is going to be perhaps the next creature to ARK, and using the gene scanner, you're able to find it, the Archelon. It's right there. A lot of you reached out to me about this one, but I believe Tia Aurora covered this one first, and is spawnable in the vanilla game. If you simply type GM summon Archelon _ character _ BP _ ASA _ C, you've got your very own sea turtle. Unofficial single player, you can now go and spawn this thing in right here, right now. And it's very much seemingly looking like the one we know from ARK Additions, a big mother of a land to sea creature that's very, very slow on the land, but very, very quick in the sea, if you know. With currently no saddle able to be spawned for these, I guess, you know, it wasn't meant to be in the game yet. Let's not expect the saddle to be brought along at this time, but you can get around this one with mods on top, and they are breedable in game 2, which was quite surprising to see. So if you want to raise your own Archelons before they've even actually officially came into the game, you can do that on unofficials and single player. And they're a bit of a beast, whilst again not very quick on land. In the sea, mobile enough, but if you eat a jellyfish or two, you will get a new buff called Jellyfish Killer, applying a movement speed buff to your Archelon and increasing the damage tenfold, doing some serious damage. But on top of that, when saddles come into play, you will find this thing to be a very, very, very tanky creature in PvP. I can hopefully see these being used in the PvP meta. I used them before in Monarchy Season 2, I think. Really good tanks if you're taking on an undersea cave, especially against tech turrets. I found this one a great thing to use and look forward to seeing how far we can really push this next ARK edition. When it arrives, who knows? With Extinction being the next map and not having much water to exploit, it makes no sense for this to be added to Extinction. My guess being we'll probably see this before then, and it'll just be added to the base game as is, although maybe it could arrive with a surprise drop of a map. I don't know, man. I really wouldn't hold your breath on expecting a surprise reveal map. But maybe even Astraeos will add this one, and I wouldn't be surprised seeing how much water is explorable on that map. And speaking of Astraeos, well, we've been playing it. I hope you've been enjoying these clips. It's coming to you on the 10th of October, and we've definitely be having some fun checking out what this launch version of this map is all about. Very beautiful map by the creator of Fjorda. And we saw the Minotaurs in one of the artifact caves, but apparently I wasn't meant to see them because the real Minotaurs have just been teased by Nakatus himself on Twitter. Here's an in-game shot close-up of the thing. Mean mothers. That's without a doubt, and big apologies to Nakatus for showing these off when I wasn't meant to. Sorry about that. Hope you're all enjoying Astraeos, and I'll try and get another video out as soon as I can. Maybe even try and beat the map before it even comes out to you. Who knows? And Wildcard featured our first look on Astraeos. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Look out for that one. I am sure you're going to have as much fun with this as I am having. It's really, really a good, refreshing map. And just big thank you for the shout out, folks. And that's your lot. Surprised they didn't talk about the Archelon, considering it's pretty much leaked by now, but they didn't. I really did expect them to drop it in the crunch tonight. But hey ho, we got a new mission to go in Club Arceo, where we can use a Cosmo to swingo. Just stop it, oh. Comment below, oh. Until the next one, my name is Raasclark. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and as always, peace out.